Good morning. Hello. Welcome to yoga. As always, Wednesday morning, and today I want to focus on balancing and binding. So it's going to be a strong class, and we've sort of been working up to this in the last 2 days. So Monday we did a lot of core work, quite a slow, strong class. Yesterday we did a lot of twisting. So yeah, today quite challenging class, and I'm very excited. Make sure you have some blocks nearby, can always be very helpful for balancing, and also a strap, because we'll start now with some shoulder openings. So we'll work a bit with a strap to begin with. So take a minute to get yourself organized, get your mat ready, get your blocks and your strap ready. And we'll start in just a minute. I'm just going to double check that everything is working here. No. How do I now get to... All right, it doesn't matter. Let's start. So have your strap, or if you don't have a strap, you can take a belt or a tie. People like to use. It doesn't really matter, especially for today, because we're just using it for shoulder opening. So just anything that's strong enough to do some of that kind of stuff with. And take your blocks. And let's start seated. I'm just going to close the window for all the noise. There we go. So start sitting in a comfortable position. Anything that feels good to you today. Maybe today is different than yesterday. It's fine. Take a moment to find a nice, easy way to sit. You can sit on your block, or you can sit on a pillow, on your knees, or cross-legged, or any way that feels good to you. And then once you've settled your position, close your eyes. And just take a moment here to arrive in your body. Arrive in the space that you've chosen to practice in today. Notice what your breath is doing. And notice any sensations in your body. Anything at all. Can be tightness, can be a good, happy feeling. Just tune into what your body is feeling at this moment. Tuning into the present, being right here, right now. Soften your forehead between the eyebrows, soften your jaw, soften the throat, lengthen the back of the neck. Soften your shoulders. Sink your pelvis down. Start lengthening the inhales and the exhales. activate the back of the throat here. Activate your ujjayi breath. Slight constriction in the back of the throat to lengthen the in and the out breath, giving you a little bit more control. And then you can open your eyes or keep them closed and start to roll your shoulders. Big circles. And then reverse the direction of the shoulder rolls. Now drop your right ear to the right shoulder and change over to the left ear to the left shoulder, and just move your head side to side a few times. Gently opening up the sides of the neck. And from here, roll your head over the front to come to the other side. A few times just rolling through the neck, opening up tops of the shoulders, the base of the neck. Come back to the middle, lift your both arms up overhead, clasp the fingers above your head and stretch your shoulders and your arms up. Lift your face up to meet the hands. Breathe out, let it all go. Round forward. Let's do that a few more times. Very simple. Lifting the hands up overhead, clasping the fingers, flipping your palms to the ceiling, lifting your shoulders up, look up as you breathe in. And breathing out, let it all go. Gentle rounding of the back. One more time, the same thing. Lift your arms up, clasp the fingers, push the hand palms up, lifting the shoulders up. Rounding. Rolling back up, lift your left arm. Breathe in at the top and lift it even more, then come over to the right. Real gentle, real easy. Side stretching, slight pulse in the right wrist if it feels good. Opening the whole left side. Keep breathing and rounding down over your right knee. Take this very free and limber, soft. Take some movement in your spine. Gently rolling yourself back up and lifting your right arm. Lift it up even higher as you're at the top, moving over to the left. Gentle pulses. Make sure your head is relaxed, the top of the head dropping down to the floor, and the whole right side stretching. From there, rounding over your left knee. Also here, take a few moments to pulse through the hands. You can do little snaking movements through the spine. Just take it very easy, limbering up the torso, coming back into the center. Hold on to your knees now. Lift your chest up. Drop the head back only if it feels good to the neck. If your neck hurts here, keep the back of the neck long. Only lift up the chest. But if your neck is fine, you can drop your head back. Gentle rounding forward. And then take your strap or belt. Grab it shoulder width to begin with. So if you place your hands in front of your shoulders, they're the same width. with your hand palms facing up and one long line through the wrist. So don't break your wrists like this. Make one long line from your top of your shoulder all the way to the knuckles. And then lift that up overhead. Just spend a moment here. Very gentle stretch for the shoulders. You can drop your chin to your chest. And maybe move the hands a little bit more back. From here, pull the right arm down to the right side. So the left arm is going to come gently behind the back, and then you can bend that left arm. Let the left shoulder be completely passive. All the work is being done by the right hand. Your chin is still down, making space for your arm behind your head, changing sides. Start pulling gently on your left arm, on your left hand, so that your right arm comes behind your head, and bend the right elbow. See if you can let that right arm just hang. And if it's too intense here, you can always widen the grip a little bit. So slide your left hand a little bit more down on the strap or belt. From here, come back up behind your head. Open your hands a little bit wider and start to bring your hands further back behind you. And you can use your head here as counterweight. So your neck is free, your chin is coming to your chest, and you're gently pulsing your hands back behind you. And you can slide your hands open across the strap or belt as far as you need. And keep it still here for a moment. Breathing deeply. Maybe pulling all the way back until your hands start to come down. So take your time in finding the right grip for this, moving your arms back up. Do it really slowly so you can really feel your shoulders opening. Moving your arms back behind you and taking them. There's a point where they almost don't want to go past. Breathe through that. And if it's really too intense, just keep opening your arms until you can get them all the way back. Let's do 2 more times. Moving the arms back and down behind you. Taking your time. Opening up those pec muscles. And if it's easy, close your hands a little bit. Bring the strap back down. Take your right arm across the chest. Wrap your left arm around it and pull on it. Releasing the right arm, the right hand. Little stretch for the outside of the shoulder. You can do a few small twists here towards the left. Increasing the stretch. Changing sides. Pulling your left arm across your chest with the right arm wrapped around it. A few little twists over to the right to increase the stretch here. Now bring your hands behind your back. Clasp the hands. And bring them down to the floor, opening the front of the chest. You can drop your head here, open your shoulders back so your shoulder blades are rolling back behind you. Gently release. Bring the right hand, the back of your hand against your back. So you're making like a chicken wing with the right arm, back of the right hand against the back, palm facing out. Then with the left hand, grab the top of the right shoulder and then start to walk your fingertips slowly down, all the way down to the elbow. And here, pull a little bit with your left fingertips on that elbow, opening up the back of the shoulder blade. We're preparing the shoulders and the chest for binding later on. So we're just starting by opening up the shoulders, the chest. Gently release, change sides, so your left back of the hand comes to the left, to the middle of your lower back. Your hand palms facing out. You grab the top of your shoulder with the right fingertips, and you start to walk down your hand, the fingertips all the way down to the elbow. And if you don't reach the elbow, it's fine. If it's too intense, just stay with the hand somewhere on the upper arm. And once you reach your farthest place, start gently pulling with your fingertips. So try and make sure that you're releasing both of your shoulders. You're not pulling with the right shoulder. You're pulling just with the fingertips, pulling the elbow gently forward. Releasing that left shoulder fully. All the work is being done by the right hand. Gently release. Bring your right arm over your head, all the way over your left ear. And gently pull your head over to the right, real gentle here with the neck. Releasing the right shoulder, so you're using the weight of the right arm, not pulling on the head, just using gravity to stretch the side of your neck. You can roll your head very small, gently forward, gently a little bit back to increase the stretch here. And if you still want more, you can flex your left hand and lift it a little bit. Increasing that stretch. Now, bring the right hand to the back of your head and turn the head towards the right armpit, as if you want to sniff your armpit here. Stretching the outside of the left side of the neck. Still, you can keep this flexed hand on the left side, or you can relax it, whatever feels good to you. And here you can gently roll your head a little bit side to side. Again, be super, super gentle here with your neck. Don't pull on your head. Just use the weight of the hand as a bit of extra weight to ease your neck down. Super gently, keeping the jaw soft and relaxed. And gently let that go. Bring your head back to the middle. Lift your left arm, bring it all the way overhead, over the top of your right ear. And then gently let the gravity pull your head over to the left. And take your time, take it easy. If you want to increase, you can flex your right arm a little bit up away from the floor. Flex it strongly to increase the stretch on the neck. Maybe rolling your head a little bit forward and back. Experimenting here. Noticing where you feel the stretch the strongest. And then move the left hand behind the skull, so to the base of the skull. Turn your head to the left and then bend it down as if you want to sniff your armpit. And here you can really gently roll your head side to side, very small, either keeping the flex in the right hand or just releasing that hand down. Again, taking it super easy, super gently. Gently letting it go, come back to the middle. Just for a moment, close your eyes, notice any differences with the beginning of the class. And then move your strap to the side. Stay sitting on your block or on a book. Move your feet into a squat position so your heels are just outside of your hips. Bring your elbows to your insides of your knees. Lift your sternum up, lengthen the back of your neck. Then round forward. Wrap your right arm around the right leg. Then slide the left hand behind the back. Our first little bind of the day. Binding around the right leg. Twisting your spine open. Focusing all the way up and open. You can push a little bit with your elbow into that right knee to twist yourself more. Gently release it, change sides, wrapping the left arm around the left leg. Right arm comes behind the back, binding your both hands behind the left hip. Then twisting towards the right and opening. Gently release. Now, folding both your arms around your legs from behind. See how close you can get your hands together. And here you can push your knees a little bit into your elbows so that you increase that chicken wingy type stretch, similar to what we did just now. So a few times just pressing your knees inwards, using your inner thighs, which makes your elbows come forward and increases the stretch on the top of your shoulders. You can drop the head here. Gently let go of that. Come back to your prayer in front of your chest. One more time, lengthening back of the neck, softening the shoulders, opening the chest. And then releasing that. Take the block away. Come to sitting in a little ball. Little squat position. Your heels can be off the floor. Unfolding your tailbone, lengthening the back of your neck. Your whole spine completely round, round, round. Noticing where your focus is. If it's latching onto the floor, see if you can release the focus from the floor and bring it into your belly button. Releasing the back of the neck more, soft focus, soft gaze. Now lift your heels up. If your fourth and fifth toes have come a little bit out of alignment, use your fingers to make them point all the way forward, and then shift the weight into the fingertips and back a few times, stretching the bases of the toes. Opening up the feet to prepare for a strong, grounded practice. And from here, bring your heels back down, then bring your knees down. Now, again, double check where your fourth and fifth toes are. If they've slipped out of alignment, use your fingertips to point them forward. And sit your hips onto the backs of your heels, nice and heavy, pushing down into those bases of the toes. And if you'd like to continue, make it a little bit stronger, you can walk your hands gently back just behind your hips with the fingertips facing forward. Rolling the shoulder blades back, lifting the sternum up, increasing the weight on the top of the feet. From here, maybe lifting your pelvis off gently, just opening the fronts of the thighs. Do that a few times, lifting and releasing. From there, flip your fingers to the back. Walk your hands a little bit further back. Keep lifting your chest up. Then roll your shoulder blades back. Open your chest, drop your head. Little stretch for the chest here. You can bend your elbows in a little bit to increase the stretch on the chest. And if you want to go deeper, you can lift your pelvis off the hips. Lift the hips off the heels. Gently rolling yourself back out of this. Walk your fingers back. Take weight into the hands. Untuck the toes. You can tap your toes against the mat here to relax them. And coming to all fours with your toes untucked, spread your fingers wide, so lifting the pinkies and the thumbs up a little bit to walk them out and away from the rest of the fingertips. Your middle fingers are pointing straight to the front wall, and the rest of your fingers are trying to walk as wide as they can. Now start circling through your wrists a few times, warming up those hands, warming up through the wrists. Reverse the direction of the circles. Come back to the middle. Hands directly below your shoulders, knees directly below your hips. Let's do 3 rounds of cat-cow. Breathing in, arching your back fully, fully, fully. Breathing out, rounding. Softening the chest, breathing out fully. Breathing in all the way. Arch, arch, arch. Breathing out, rounding, starting from the belly button, pushing into the spine. One last time. Breathing in, arch, arch, arch. And as you breathe out, round. Tuck your toes back under. Press yourself back into child's pose. Active child's pose here. You can walk your hands forward. Keep your elbows off the floor, straightening through your arms actively, keeping the toes tucked under, stretching the fronts of the shoulders. And start to walk your hands towards you. Come back into your little ball. For a moment, dropping the head, dropping the tailbone. Then opening your knees a little bit. Dropping your torso forward in between the knees. Maybe dropping your elbows all the way down to the floor. Again, notice what your focus is doing. If it wants to latch onto the floor, just release it. You don't need it on the floor for balance. You can focus on your belly button. Making sure your eyes gaze straight out of the skull. Releasing the belly, releasing the tailbone. From here, start to roll up. Keep your knees a little bit wide. Press your heels up, and we're going to come into our first little balance pose of the day. For now, your fingertips are still on the floor, but if you can, see if you can bring your hands to prayer. You can have your elbows leaning on your upper thighs here. Very easy, simple balance. Lengthening the back of the neck, softening the jaw. From here, start to close your knees in together. Still balancing on the tippy toes. Lift your pelvis up a little bit higher. So you're not leaning on the back of your heels. From there, drop everything down. Release the heels. Bring your hands to the floor. Start to straighten the knees. Don't straighten them all the way, but bring your pelvis up so you're coming to a forward fold. And hang out in your forward fold for a while while I pee. All right, so easy forward fold with the knees a little bit bent. Letting the torso drop down. Sit bones point up. Now bring your left hand to the outside of your right ankle. Bend the left knee. Bring the right arm up. Twisting. You can do a little bind here, mini bind, bringing the right arm behind your back and grabbing the top of the left thigh, allowing you to twist open more. Gently unwind, changing sides, bringing the right hand to the outside of the left ankle, bending the right knee. If you're not yet ready to have the left leg fully straight, you can have a micro bend in the knee here. Just make sure that the right knee is more bent than the left. Opening the left hand up to the ceiling, twisting here. And then folding that left arm behind the back, grabbing top of the right thigh, twisting open more.
Gently unwind. Bending through both knees, gently rolling up all the way. Standing upright, opening your palms. Come to the front of your mat. And breathing in, reaching up. On the out breath, swan back down. On the in breath, coming halfway up. On the out breath, stepping back into a plank pose. Again, spreading your fingers super wide. Make sure you're not hanging in the wrist, so you're pressing from all your fingertips, from the bases of the fingers, the finger pads underneath the knuckles, so you're not hanging in your wrists. Strong plank. Your heels reaching back, belly button pulling into the spine. Now drop your knees down. Bend your elbows and bring your chin and your chest down, lifting your pelvis up. From here, lift your feet up. Just for a moment, bringing your heels towards your sit bones, flexing the feet, bringing them back down from there, sliding your chest forward. Come into a little cobra pose. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Pull your hands up and away from you, or rather back and away from you. Lifting your back up high. On the next in-breath, come a little bit more up. Then unclasp your hands. Bring them back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Your choice, either keeping your knees on the floor or straightening through the legs. Push yourself back up into plank. From there, push yourself into downward dog. First downward dog of the day. Wake up your dog by walking through the feet. Again here, spreading your fingers super wide. Shifting your hips side to side. And then finally settling into an easy downward dog pose with the heels pulling towards the floor. Sit bones pulling up towards the ceiling. Lower ribs hugging in. The soft part of the elbows pointing up. Your head loose. Shift the weight into the left foot and start lifting the right foot up, parallel, the heel pulling towards the ceiling, foot flexed. Simple pose here. Your legs parallel, doesn't move up higher than the hip. Pointing through the right foot. Now start to lift it higher and open the hip. Bend the right knee. Bring the knee higher up towards the ceiling. And then just for fun, see if you can shift the weight into the right arm and lift the left arm. See if you can reach from the inside of the right ankle. And if it's just an attempt, that's fine. Try a few times. We'll try this many times in the class. If you don't yet succeed, don't worry. Come back to your downward dog. Let's try the same on the left side. So shifting the weight into the right foot, lifting the left foot off the floor. parallel to begin with, very flexed foot, so your heel is lifting up to the ceiling. Your leg is fully parallel. Very strong position, and point through the left foot. Open the hip and lift the foot more, but see if you can make sure you don't roll the right leg in. So everything stays the same, just the left leg turns out and lifts up higher. From there, bend the knee, lift it even up higher. And then see if you can shift the weight into the left hand. And start to lift the right hand up towards the inside of the left ankle. See if you can grab the foot. If you can, then start to push the foot into the hand. Balancing here. And if it's just an attempt for now, don't worry. Bring your knees down for a moment. Take your blocks at their highest points. Place your elbows on top. Opening your shoulders. Your hands are in prayer and they can come to the back of your neck. Walking your knees further back if you want to increase the stretch. Let your head hang down, opening the shoulders here. Really gentle, really easy. Letting your rib cage sink down to the floor and your head sink down to the floor. Gently walking the knees back in. Remove the blocks. Come back into your strong downward dog with very spread hands. Lift your right foot up again, all the way, opening the hip. Bending the knee. Pull the knee in towards the chest, roll the weight forward, step the foot between the hands, bring the left knee down, lay your torso down on top of the right leg. For a moment here, resting, bringing your top of your head down to the floor, and start to roll up. Use your hands on top of your right knee. Stretching your front of your left thigh. You can keep the left toes tucked to encourage the left hip to stay facing forward, stay parallel. Lifting both your arms. Now twist open to the right, so your left arm is coming forward, right arm is coming back. Slide the left hand and the left elbow on the outside of the right knee, coming all the way down, and start to wrap the right arm around your back. And see if you can bind here. Once you have the bind, twist your spine open more, looking up at the ceiling. If you're feeling comfortable, you can straighten through the left knee. Twisting more. Then gently drop the knee back down. Look down at the foot to unbind. Bring your hands on either side of your foot. Lay your torso again back down on top of your right thigh. Straighten the left knee, then drop the left heel down to the floor. Going to go into humble warrior. The outside of your left foot is pressing down into the floor. Your torso is leaning, your right shoulder is leaning on top of your right knee. Bring your hands up and clasp them behind you, and straighten through the elbows and drop your hands overhead. Keep sinking your pelvis down lower. Breathing. From here, look up. Bring the hands to your lower back, coming all the way up. You're in a warrior two position with hands still bound. Open your chest for a moment, drop your head. Pull your hands down and away from you. From here, roll up your spine, open your arms to each side, sinking your hips down lower in your warrior one. Sorry, this is warrior two pose. From here, lifting your arms up overhead, twisting the left hip forward into warrior one. Then leaning yourself forward on the diagonal to start with, to then bring your hands down next to your foot, step into plank. Chaturanga down either with your knees to the floor or your legs straight. Sliding forward into upward dog. Back into downward dog with an extra optional push-up here. Shift the weight into the right foot and lift the left leg. First parallel. Then pointing through the left foot, lifting the left leg higher. Bending the knee. Shift weight into the left hand. See if you can grab the inside of the left ankle with the right hand. And if you make it, once you make it, start to push the left foot into the right hand. And if it's just an attempt, if it's just balancing on these 2 points on the left hand and the right foot, that's fine. This is very tricky. Come out of it, back into your downward dog. Then shift the weight into the right foot. Then shift the weight into the left foot and lift the right foot up. First parallel. Very simple, very basic, keeping everything the same. From there, pointing the right foot, opening the hip. Bending the right knee. Shifting the weight into the right hand. Start to lift the left hand and see if you can grab inside of the right ankle. Try it a few times. Then come back into your downward dog. Now lift your left leg up again, all the way, opening the hip. Bend the knee and lift the knee higher. Then pull the knee into the chest, roll the weight forward. Step the foot between the hands.
Drop the right knee down. Lean your whole torso down into the left thigh, dropping your head. From here, walk your hands on top of your left knee. Sink your hips down. Stretching the front of your right thigh. Float your arms up to the ceiling. Sink your hips down lower. And start to twist to the left so your right arm comes forward, left arm comes back. Slide the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Start to slide your torso forward. Wrap the left arm around your back. And then fold the right arm underneath the thighs. See if you can bind. Once you have the grip, sink your hips down lower. Start to twist your torso. And if you're comfortable and stable here, you can straighten through the right knee. Make sure you're pulling the right heel back towards the back wall. Gently bring that knee back down. Look down at your left foot to unwind. Lay your torso down again on your left thigh. Now straighten the right knee and bring the right heel to the floor. Pressing the outside of the right foot into the floor. Lift your hands behind your back. See if you can put the other thumb on top this time, interlacing the fingers, and then pulling them over behind your head. Little chest stretch. Keep sinking your hips down lower. Softening your jaw. Notice where your focus is. See if you can soften it. From here, bring your hands back to your lower back. Look forward and bring your torso upright, keeping the left knee bent. Roll your shoulder blades back together behind your spine. Drop your head, little arch. From there, rolling up. Release the grip of the hands. Open the hands, come into warrior two. Sink your hips down lower. From there, bring both arms up. Bring the right heel up. Bring your both hips parallel. Now you're in warrior one. Start leaning forward, reaching on the diagonal before you bring your hands down next to your foot, stepping into plank pose. Chaturanga down. Upward facing dog. Into downward facing dog. Up. Rounding down. Now bend your knees a little bit. Sticking your sit bones up to the ceiling. Releasing your hips a little bit. Draping your torso on top of your upper thighs. So there's a connection between the belly and the thighs here. Bring your hands up behind your back. Interlace your fingers and drop the hands down behind your back. Releasing the top of your neck.
Opening up the chest here, the tops of the shoulders. See how much you can release the shoulders in this deep stretch. And if you're really comfortable, you can straighten through the knees. Then gently bend the knees, bring your hands back to your lower back. Release the hands down to the floor, round up your spine. Vertebra by vertebra, noticing what your focus is doing. Keep it soft. Open your palms at the top. Lengthen the back of your neck. Breathing in, lifting up the hands. Breathing out, swan diving forward. Breathing in, come halfway up. Now on the out breath, you can step or jump back into plank. Making sure your fingers are super spread. Chaturanga down. Upward facing dog. Into downward facing dog. Right away, let's lift the right foot and the left hand at the same time. See if that's possible. See if you can take them off the floor in one go. At the same time, practicing balance and coordination. If you fall, it doesn't matter, just keep trying. From there, stick the right foot up. Bring the left arm back down. Downward dog splits from here. Bend the knee. Come into your wild thing. Dropping the right foot to the floor. Lifting the right arm up. Opening the chest. Continue moving the right arm down and see if you can grab your right ankle. Just a try. Then reversing the whole thing. Come back into your downward dog splits. Pull the knee into the chest. Step the right foot between the hands. Floating into your warrior one. Twisting left arm forward, right arm back. Come into that same bind we did before. Once you have the bind, sink your hips down lower. Twist your spine more. And releasing the bind, coming all the way back up to warrior one. Now open into warrior two. Sink your hips down lower. Straightening the front knee. Reach forward with the right hand and place it on top of the right ankle. Open into triangle. Two options here. One, fold the left hand behind the back. Grab the top of the right thigh. Little mini bind. Twisting deeper here. Option two, slip that left hand behind the pelvis. Bring the right arm underneath the right leg and binding this way. Once you have the bind, lengthening your back, lifting up and twisting. From here, bending the right leg, coming into a bound, warrior two. twisting more. Then look down at your foot. Unbind, bring your both hands on the inside of the right foot. Bring the left heel up. Walk the right foot a little bit out to the side. Drop the left knee down. Lizard. Drop your head. If you're ready, drop your elbows down. If it's a bit too much, you can use a block here underneath your elbows to have a bit more of a progression. Just stay here for a moment. Let your belly hang out. Soften your tailbone. Soften your back of your neck. Soften the shoulders. Now point your right toes to the side. Come back onto your hand palms. Place your left hand palm underneath the left shoulder. Reach back with the right hand. Start bending the left knee. If this is intense for your knee, you can put a pillow underneath your knee. Twisting and pulling the left sit bone pulling the left heel towards the left sit bone. Opening up the chest. Sinking the hips down lower. Gently releasing. Step the right foot toes back forward. Walk the foot back in. Step the right foot back into plank. Chaturanga down. Upward facing dog. Into downward facing dog. From here, start to lift the left foot up. Sorry, scrap that. Bring it back down and see if you can bring the left foot and the right arm up at the same time. So really prepare the left hand and the right foot, pressing them down into the floor so you can lift the right hand and the left foot at the same time. Just an attempt at balancing here between those 2 points. Grabbing the top of the left foot, then pushing that foot into the hand. If you fall out, just try it again. Then step the right hand back down. Lift the left leg all the way up. Opening the hip. Bending the knee now. Then start to reach the left foot towards the floor. Shift weight into the right hand. Lift the left hand all the way up. Make sure you step the left foot quite close in. So you can keep circling the left hand and reach for the left ankle. Reversing everything. Coming back the same way you came in. Down dog splits with your left foot up. Pull the knee into, roll forward. Step the foot between the hands. Come into your warrior one. Sinking your hips now, twisting open to the left. So your right arm comes forward, left arm back. Slide into the same bind we did before. Right arm, right elbow on the outside of left knee.
Left hand wrapping around your back. From there, sinking the hips down lower, twisting up. Now unbinding, move back into your warrior one, sinking the hips down lower. From there, coming into warrior two, sink the hips down lower, press the outside of the right foot into the floor, pull your hands far out away from each other, straighten through the left knee. Reach the left arm forward and come into your triangle, twisting your spine, looking up at your right hand. Now, option one, fold the right arm behind the leg, grab the top of the left thigh, pull on it to twist your spine more open. And if this is enough, stay here. If you want to bind deeper, release the grip of the right thigh. Keep your right arm there and then fold the left arm underneath your left thigh. Bend it to grab hold of the right hand. From there, lengthening the spine, twisting yourself open. Then look down at your left foot and bend the left knee. Keep the bind, twisting, looking up again, sinking your hips down lower. Twist, twist, twist. From here, gently unbind. Bring both your hands on the inside of your left foot. Lift the right heel. Drop the right knee down to the floor. Now walk the left foot a little bit to the outside of your mat. Here you can take a block underneath your elbows if it's a bit too much to go down all the way, all at once. It's up to you. Dropping your head, releasing your belly, softening the left hip. Breathing here. Then walk, point the left toes out towards the left corner. Bring your weight back onto your both hands. Place the right hand palm directly below the right shoulder. Reach the left arm back behind you. Start bending the right knee. Grabbing the top of the right foot. Opening your chest up to the ceiling, sinking your hips down lower. Breathing into the outside of your left hip. From there, releasing. Bring your hands back down. Walk your left foot back in. Straighten the right knee. Step into chaturanga. Step into plank, then chaturanga down. Upward facing dog. Let's take a child's pose. Taking a few deep breaths.
Gently coming back into your downward dog. From there, look up at your hands, step or jump back. Come halfway up, rounding down. Bend your both knees. Roll up your spine. Come to standing tall on the top of your mat. Lengthening the back of your neck. Sinking your pelvis down. Put weight into the left foot and lift your right ankle. Put it into tree pose. Dropping the right knee gently, bring the right hand to prayer. And only if the foot doesn't slip, bring your left hand to meet the right. Strongly rooting down through the left foot. Bringing your arms up. Releasing the palms, looking up at your hands to challenge your balance. Bring the hand palms back together into prayer. Now see if you can slide your right arm behind your back and grab the top of your right foot. Maybe you need to use the left hand here to help. Binding your tree. Once you have the bind, see if you can neutralize the hips and shoulders. From here, breathing in, lift your rib cage up to come forward and down. See if you can keep the bind. Once you're all the way forward, bring the left hand down to the floor. Round your back. Drop the head, you're still in the bind. From here, start bending through the left knee. If you can, come all the way down while still in the bind. And maybe it's too much. If you fall out, don't worry. Come to sitting on top of your heel. If you're still in the bind, great. If not, you can see if you can re-establish it while balancing. Then release this bind. Now take a block. Just sit your pelvis down into the block. Move your right foot up towards the left knee. For a moment, just stretch here. So put your hands around the left knee, straightening your lower back, stretching out the right hip. Then release that and start to twist yourself over to the left. So start by just grabbing the top of the left knee and twisting. From there, start sliding your right arm inside your right foot. So you're stepping your right foot as close as possible into the top of your right arm. Now, use the left hand to shimmy yourself off the block, bringing the weight forward onto the ball of the left foot. Keep the connection between
the sole of the right foot and the inside of the right armpit. From here, place the left elbow inside the left hip and see if you can lift the left foot off. Very gently here. If it's just an attempt, don't worry. If you've fallen out, we're going to try one more time. So your right ankle is on top of your left knee. The closer you can keep your left foot, the easier it is to make the shift off the block. Use your left hand behind your sacrum to counterbalance. Then slide the right arm down the foot. So you're sliding your armpit towards the middle of your right foot. From there, use the left hand to push yourself onto the ball of your left foot. Now you can re-step that right foot into the crook of the right armpit, bringing both your hands with the fingers super stretched below your shoulders, twisting here, placing weight onto the left elbow, seeing if you can lift off the left foot. Maybe even straightening that left foot leg, and then gently coming out with control if you can. This pose is very new for me, so I'm still falling a bit. Take a moment here in your squat. You can have a supported squat or you can move the block away. Your choice. Elbows on the insides of your knees. Just calming down the nervous system. Now, folding your both arms around your legs like we did before. Lock your hands as close together as possible. Dropping your head. From here, seeing if it's possible at all to move towards straightening your legs. So straightening the legs with the hands. I can't do it yet. The idea is that your elbows are still around your knees, on your lower back, and then you straighten. Today is a class of attempting stuff. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter. From your squat, come to a forward fold, easy forward fold. From there, bending the knees to roll yourself up. Now your block is already behind you, so keep it there. Shift the weight into the right foot. Bring your left ankle up to the front of the right hip. Come into tree pose. Start by super gently dropping the left knee down. Bring the left hand to prayer. And if the left foot doesn't slip, join the right hand into prayer. Maybe it's different on this side than on the other. For me, it is. And either just the left hand or both hands moving up, facing up, challenging your balance, looking up, 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 up.
Bring your hand palms back together. Come back into your prayer. From there, slide your left arm behind your back. See if you can grab the top of the left foot, maybe the big toe. Once you're in the bind, neutralize your hips and shoulders. From there, breathing in, lifting up the whole rib cage to move forward to come down. Reaching down to the floor with the right hand. Still in the bind, drop your head here for a moment. Stretching and then seeing if you can keep the bind and come all the way down. Tricky balance. Again, this is a class for trial and error. If you didn't make it, see if you can re-establish the bind here. And then maybe balancing with your right hand in prayer. And maybe not, maybe it's enough. From there, release the bind. Now bring your hips back, hopefully directly onto your block. Start by shifting the left leg up towards the right knee. And take a little hip stretch here, so wrapping your hands around the right knee, sitting on top of your sit bone so your lower back is straight. Just pulling that right knee towards you, stretching out the left hip. From here, bring your left arm over the left leg, grab the knee, bring your right hand behind your sacrum and just twist yourself to the back. Twist, twist, twist to prepare for this flying lizard that we're about to do. Now untwist. Bring your right foot close to your pelvis. This will make it easier to shift the weight later on. Start sliding your left arm on the inside of the left foot. So your arm is sliding down the middle of the sole of the left foot as far as you can. From there, push into the right hand to bring the weight onto the ball of the right foot. Walk your hands shoulder width, fingers super stretched out. Then place the right hip on top of the right elbow and see if you can lift the right foot off. Maybe straightening the right leg. Gently coming out of it. In my case, the left foot is still really slippy on that arm. I don't yet have enough strength to hold it there for a long time. So shake out your legs for a moment if you need. We're just going to try it again with all these crazy things. It's all trial and error. We just have to stick with it and do what we can. So bring the right hand back so you can really lean on that right hand, maybe on the fingertips. You can experiment here also. Maybe it's easier to bring the left foot a little bit closer to the right hip, sliding that left arm on the inside of the left foot. From there, pressing down into the right hand, shifting the weight forward.
Spreading your fingers wide, then placing right hip on top of right elbow. Shift the weight into the hands. And you can also place your head down here if it's easier. Lifting the right foot up, maybe straightening. And then seeing if you can come out of it with more control than what I just did. Let's stay seated on the block and do the same little binding with both arms. Drop the head. Seeing what you need to do to start to make a beginning of this new pose where the legs would be straight and the arms stay here. Seeing if there's any possibility. In my case, I can just lift the pelvis a little bit, and I need to open my feet a little bit wider. And let that go. Sit for a moment in your supported squat. Then come back to your forward fold. Bend your both knees, round up the spine. We're going to do one more round, one more flow. With the same basic poses that we've done before. And then moving on a little bit further in each of them. Breathing in, lift your arms up overhead. Breathing out, swan diving down. Breathing in, coming halfway up. Breathing out, step or jump back into your plank. Chaturanga on the same out breath. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Now, seeing again if you can lift the left hand and the right leg up at the same time. Challenging balance and coordination. Reaching back with that left hand for the right ankle. And once you grab it, push the knee up. And step that left arm back down, come into down dog split. With your right foot pointing up, bend that right knee. Start bringing the foot down to the floor. Bring it as much forward as you can. Lifting up, opening the chest, opening the right arm, and see if you can grab your right ankle here with the right hand, releasing it, coming all the way back into your down dog splits. Then pull the right knee into the chest, roll forward, come into your warrior one, sink the hips down, twisting to the right, left arm forward, right arm back. Go for the bind right away. Once you have the grip, sink your hips down lower and twist your whole torso up towards the ceiling. Now from here, looking back down, push through the ball of your left foot. Bend the left knee a little bit and see if you can step onto the right foot, keeping the bind. Maybe you need to first shimmy the left foot in a bit. In order to straighten the right leg as much as possible and lift the left foot off the floor. If it's just an attempt, again, don't worry. Gently releasing that. Come into a big lunge. And then straighten through the right knee. Let's just stretch over the right leg for a moment. Both feet are parallel. You can walk your fingertips back. Folding down over your right leg. From here, walk your hands forward. Place your right hand on top of your right ankle. Drop the left heel down. Reach your left arm forward to come up into your triangle. From here, come into the same bind. So your option one is just wrapping the left arm around the back. Your option two, binding behind the right knee, clasping your hands and bringing your torso up. From here, bending the right knee, sinking your hips down lower, twisting more up, then look down. Same idea, start to walk your left foot in to see if you can step onto that left foot and lift, onto the right foot, lifting the left foot off the floor into a bound half moon pose. Just see if you can balance. Even if you just take your foot very low off the floor a few times. That's the beginning. From there, step your left foot all the way forward, so you're now in a forward fold, still binding. Then we're going to lift the right leg up in the bind, coming all the way to standing. From here, flex the right foot. Start straightening the leg as much as you can. And then gently rounding back forward, unbinding. Stand in your forward fold for a moment. And you can shift your hips side to side if you need to. And then bending both knees, rolling up all the way. Opening your palms, standing tall. We'll do that whole shebang on the left side. Breathing in, lift your arms up overhead. Breathing out, swan diving down. Breathing in, coming halfway up. Out, step or jump back into plank. Chaturanga down. Upward facing dog. Into downward facing dog. Now seeing if you can lift up the left foot and the right hand at the same time. And then start to reach
for the inner left ankle with the right hand. Try it a few times. Challenging balance and coordination. Finding a way that works for you. And then bring your right arm back down next to the left. Stick your left foot up to the ceiling. Start bending the left knee and bringing the foot down as close as possible to the right wrist. Really reaching close with your left foot. Then circling your left arm all the way over. See if you can reach the left ankle. Circling all the way back down. Step back into your down dog splits. Bending the knee, rolling forward. Step between the hands. Come up into your warrior one. Sink your hips. Twist open to the left. Right arm forward, left arm back. Come into your bind right away. So the left arm behind the back. Right elbow outside of the right knee. Twisting your spine up. From here, look down at the left foot. Start to shimmy your right foot in. This is super difficult balance. So just attempt. Maybe it's very different on this side than on the last. It is for me. I'm falling. Wow. So binding and seeing if you can lift your right foot off the floor. Strongly pressing down into the left ball of the foot. Then gently coming out of it. Come into a big lunge. Then straightening your left leg. Just fold down over that leg. You can walk your hands back with your fingertips, reaching for the back wall. Breathing here. Catch your breath. Walk your hands back forward. Place your left hand on top of your left ankle. Drop the right heel down. Walk the right hand forward to circle up into triangle. Then either folding the right arm behind the back and grabbing the top of the left thigh, or binding with the left arm underneath the left thigh, twisting up to the ceiling from there, bending the left knee. Sit your hips down and twist. Then look down at your foot. Start shimmying your right foot closer in, as close as you need in order to start to lift it. Come into a bound half moon pose. Again, strongly pressing down into the left big toe.
try it a few times. From there, bringing the right foot next to the left, still bound. Last little thing that we do here, start lifting the left foot off the floor, rounding all the way up, coming to standing upright with your hands bound behind your back. Flex the left foot. Start straightening the left leg. From there, gently bending everything back down. Step the foot down, come into your forward fold. Shift your hips side to side. Releasing those hips and gently rounding all the way up, up, up. Standing super tall on your mat. Let's calm down the nervous system. Take a very simple tree. Put the right foot on the inside of the left thigh. Just to calm ourselves down after all of these twists, binds, and balances. Softening the right foot into the left thigh. Softening the left thigh into the right foot. Lengthening the back of the neck. Softening the jaw. Gently releasing the right foot, step it back down, change sides. Bring the left foot up. Place it inside on the inner right thigh. Very calming, grounding pose. Sinking down into the floor. Grounding through the right foot. Gently stepping that left foot back down. Bow your head forward. Start to round yourself down. Then bend your knees all the way. Come back into that little ball that we had before. Then step your feet into all fours. Bring the right knee on the outside of the right wrist. Let's come into a pigeon pose. Pressing down into your fingertips, lifting up with the sternum, up with the rib cage. And from here, walk your hands forward and come all the way down with your forehead on the floor. If it's very intense here, you can use a block underneath your belly. Quite nice, actually. Bit of extra support. Up to you if you use it or not. See what feels right for you here. Breathing deeply. With every out breath, releasing a little bit more. Releasing all your weight down to the floor. Softening the right hip. And then super gently walk your elbows back, walk your hands back in. Place the right hand inside of the right knee. Bend the left knee, grab the foot with the left hand. See if you can flip your elbow up so your fingertips are pointing forwards. Keep sinking your hips down lower. Using the gravity to pull your foot down closer to you. From there, sliding your foot into the crook of your left elbow. Lift the right hand, clasp your hands, and crawl your head through. Bring your right elbow above and behind your head. And maybe you can even grab your foot. I'm not quite there yet. Gently releasing this. Shimmy your left foot a little bit forward to create space for your right knee to step back. And changing sides, bring your left knee on the outside of your left wrist. Walk your right foot back. Be really gentle and easy here. Take your time. Press down into the fingertips to reach your sternum up and away from the hips. And from there, gently start to walk your hands forward. Bring your whole torso down. Maybe placing a block just above your left foot. For a bit of extra support here. Keep breathing, keep softening into that left hip. Soften your jaw. Soften in between your shoulder blades. Soften your breath. And then super gently start to walk your elbows back in, hands back in. Placing the left hand palm on the inside of the left knee. Bending your right knee, grabbing inside of the right foot. If you can, flip your fingers forward and twist your elbow up towards the ceiling, pressing your foot down this way. Keep sinking your hips down lower. From there, slide the foot into the crook of the elbow. Grab the right hand with the left and crawl your head through your elbow. Left elbow comes out on top of your back of your head. And from here, maybe you can even grab your foot overhead. You may not quite yet, but I'm working on it. Gently letting it go. Come into child's pose. You can open your knees as wide as your mat. Let your pelvis sink down. Let your forehead sink down. Arms are relaxed, long in front of you. Just releasing everything down. From here, finding your easiest way, your laziest way into your Shavasana. Let's do a supported Shavasana today. So if you have your blocks or if you have pillows nearby, place one of your blocks underneath your back. The edge of the block is underneath your base ribs, so you're elevating your chest, and your other block can be underneath your head. And you can experiment here with the different heights of the blocks. If you want a bit more chest elevation, move one level up. Make yourself super comfortable. Find a place where your arms can rest, either to the sides or closer to your body. Very gentle chest opener here. Let gravity do all the work. Let your feet flop open. Let everything hang down. Your jaw is released, your hips are heavy. Heels sinking down into the floor. Breathing in and out softly. Releasing your whole scalp. Your scalp is hanging from your skull. Your whole face is hanging from your skull. There's no expression on your face. Releasing between the eyebrows. Softening the temples, softening the cheeks, letting them hang. A soft chin and soft jaw. Soft throat, soft back of your neck, soft ears and inside of ears.
soft tops of your shoulders sinking down. Armpits and the upper arms are soft and heavy. Elbows sinking down into the floor, lower arms soft. Your wrists heavy and loose. The hand palms soft and receptive, the backs of the hands sinking down. All of your fingers and your fingertips soft. Your whole chest, from the collarbones to all the ribs connecting into the sternum. Your whole chest is sinking down into the block. Opening up even more as you breathe in and gently releasing as you breathe out. Sides of the ribs are expanding. Armpits are soft and the shoulder blades and the neck are soft. Middle back is completely soft and releasing into the block or floor. The middle back leading into the lower back, free falling, softening, sinking and melting just like the belly. Sliding down, melting, sinking, the hip bones, the lower belly, the buttock muscles, the outsides of the hips and the insides of the hips and the big upper thighs, heavy and hanging from the bones, the inner thighs, the outer thighs, the hamstrings, backs of the legs, the backs of the knees, fronts and sides of the knees soft and hanging. The shin bones and the calf muscles are sinking down. Achilles tendons softening and the heels sinking down into the floor. Tops of the feet soft, toes soft, soles of the feet soft and receptive. Your whole body sinking down, melting. If you're on top of blocks, you can find the easiest, laziest way of removing these blocks and rolling straight back onto your back. Noticing any sensations that the blocks left behind, any reverberations in the body. Feeling the softness of your chest. Allowing the part of your back that was supported by the block to sink down into the floor now. Release everything it's learned. Make new connections. Stay there as long as you like in your Shavasana. I want to thank you very much for joining today. As always, it's an honor to have you practice with me. In the meantime, are on this channel, everything I've taught so far, plus some shorter, newer things. So enjoy. Have a great end of your week. And I hope to see you next week. Ciao. Bye, bye, bye.